So before I start this video on Chase Bank, I just want to say if you find this useful in any way, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. But also do look at all the other reviews that we do on this channel. We review all sorts of products and services, as well as provide all sorts of insight and guidance on financial issues. So Chase Bank is a bank that you've asked me to review. A lot of you have been writing in the comments on various other videos asking us to do a review of Chase Bank. So here you go. So Chase Bank was launched in the UK in September 2021, and it offers fee-free banking via its mobile app. Now, it's owned by US banking giant JP Morgan, and it's already amassed over 50 million active digital users in the US, operating more than 4,600 branches worldwide. So the features of Chase Bank include the ability to open additional accounts for free, open up to 20 of them in fact, and you can easily switch money between them to help you budget more effectively. There is an overview of your spending and you can set budgets. So there's basically spending insight. You can freeze and unfreeze cards pretty easily within the app. That's something that you'd expect now from any app-based bank. You can disable and restrict and block payments. For example, you might want to block gambling payments. Now, you also get round-the-clock customer service, but as a new customer, you can earn up to 1% cashback on all eligible spending for the first year. Before I go on more about the cashback, just to say that we do link to the full review of Chase Bank in the comments of this particular video in the notes below, but also on screen. So make sure you click on that to see the full thing. This is just a broad summary, but we're giving you the edited highlights of some of the key features. Now, back to that cashback. Now, cashback rewards are credited after the relevant debit card payment has cleared, and the rewards balance is adjusted accordingly if there are, of course, any cancellations or refunds. Now, if you want to spend the cashback, you simply have to transfer the rewards balance to your Chase UK bank account. Now, the one issue with the cashback, because the thing you see everybody talk about, they do cashback, but the issue is there are quite a lot of exclusions on the cashback. So customers are not able to earn cashback on every transaction. Again, see the full article on the Money to the Masses website for all of the exclusions, but there are 34 in total, and they include things like cryptocurrency purchases, cash withdrawals, gambling transactions, and debt payments. Now, Chase does offer the roundup feature. That's something that most people like these days. So if you spend money, it will automatically round up the change to the nearest pound, and it'll place that leftover money into a separate roundup account. So for example, if you spend £2.50 on a coffee, then it will round up that purchase to £3, and that 50p difference will be moved into a roundup account. Now, to enable this feature, you'll need to open up a roundup account within the Chase banking app and enable the feature once done. Additionally, balances that are left in the roundup account will receive a 5% interest boost. Now, the interest is calculated daily and is paid once a month. Now, the roundup savings are automatically transferred to the nominated Chase current account once a year, however. So that means that the 5% interest rate is only available on roundups that accrue up to 12 months. Again, another one of those little catches that most people don't really pick up. Now, Chase bank accounts that are on offer, they only offer a personal account and a saver account. It doesn't yet offer joint accounts or business accounts. That's a bit of a drawback if you compare it with something like, for example, Starling. Now, to open a Chase bank account, you must first download the app, of course, via Google Play or Apple App Store. You'll need to agree that you are over 18, you're a sole resident of the UK, you're a tax resident of the UK, and you have access to a smartphone with a UK mobile phone number. Now, like all of these things, the on-screen instructions will then guide you through the relatively simple sign-up process. But you'll need to provide your full name, date of birth, mobile phone number, and you'll then be asked to verify your phone number via a code sent to it via text. Next, you'll need to provide an email address before setting up your security passcode, and then you'll be asked to provide details of your citizenship as well as your home address. These are all sort of things you'd expect setting up a bank account via an app. And the final stage is verifying your identity, where you'll need to take a selfie and upload a photo of either your driving license, passport, or the EU national identity card. Again, this is all fairly standard if you've used something like, for example, Starling in the past. Now, the time it takes to verify your account after you've done all of that can actually vary. Some people say it takes 30 minutes. Some people have said it takes days, so who knows. Now, a few days after your account has been verified, you should receive your nice shiny new contactless MasterCard, and you can add that to your digital wallet and make contactless payments as well as chip and PIN purchases. You will, however, notice that the card is numberless, and while this is great for security, it can be a bit frustrating when you're making online purchases. Despite this, the card's details can be accessed in the app. Now, as with any other UK bank, you can set up direct debits and standing orders via the app, although cheque payments are not currently supported. There are no limits on the amount you can pay and hold in your Chase current account. However, there is a £25,000 daily limit on how much you can move from your Chase account to any other UK bank account. Cash withdrawals are limited to £500 a day, and there is a £1,500 limit per calendar month if you are withdrawing money abroad. Now, the Chase Bank Saver account currently pays 1.5% interest on any balances up to £250,000, and interest is calculated daily and paid monthly. Once again, there is no minimum savings requirement, and users can set up regular transfers, including daily, weekly, or monthly deposits. Now, how much does all of this cost? Well, it is free. There are no administration fees, and you will not receive any service fees, late fees, or any fees on transactions. Now, this is simple, no fee banking, and it makes Chase attractive, particularly to those that may have been negatively impacted by banking fees and charges in the past. Now, is it safe to use? Well, Chase uses 128-bit encryption technology to protect important information such as your username, password, address, and date of birth. And while this is good to see, many banks in the UK and even budgeting apps such as Emma use even higher grades of encryption, opting for 256-bit encryption. Additionally, Chase has opted for numberless debit cards, meaning vital information is not visible if the debit card is lost or stolen, although some people might find that a little bit annoying. All deposits in a UK Chase bank account are held by a UK establishment of JP Morgan Europe Limited, which means they are protected up to a total of £85,000 by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, the FSCS, which is obviously great news. Now, can you use your Chase Bank card abroad? Well, yes is the answer. It doesn't charge any fees for using its card or withdrawing money abroad. Purchases made in the local currency will have the current MasterCard exchange rate applied as you'd expect. That's again no different to someone like Starling. Of course, always make sure if you are paying for something abroad that you pay in the local currency to avoid the retailer, for example, applying any additional charges. That's called the dynamic currency conversion, something for another day. Additionally, some local banks and independent ATMs may charge their own fees when you're abroad. So make sure if you do use one of those, you actually understand the charges you're being paid. It's not Chase charging you, it's the machine. Now, Chase customer bank reviews, they are pretty good. They've got a 4.1 out of 5-star rating on the independent customer review site Trustpilot, and that's based on 2,500 reviews. Now, most of them are positive mentions of the cashback rewards as a reason for signing up, and lots of reviews reveal how the roundup feature helps them to save. If you're going to pick out the small number of negative reviews, they seem to focus on accounts being frozen or blocked at short notice. It is worth noting that negative reviews receive quick and detailed responses from the customer support team at Chase, so that is obviously good to see. If you want alternatives to Chase Bank, well, of course, there's Starling, I've already mentioned, and there's Monzo and Revolut, and we provide detailed comparisons of all of these in our article on the Money to Masses website, which again we provided links to below this video and on screen. Now, the pros and cons of Chase Bank, just to round up, well, pros include the 1% cashback on eligible spending in the first year. You can earn 5% interest on roundups. You've got 24/7 customer support, fee-free spending while abroad. Of course, there are destination restrictions that can apply. If I want to look at all the cons of Chase Bank, well, some of them include it doesn't offer joint or business bank accounts. That will put off quite a few people at the moment. Of course, that will likely change in the future. There's no overdraft facility, and it's only available to sole UK residents. Now, of course, the other thing that's worth pointing out are the exclusions on that cashback. So overall summary, Chase has arrived with the promise of introducing a broad range of banking products in the future, including new current account features, savings and investment accounts, and even lending products. It's backed up that promise by introducing its easy access savings account in March 2022. However, many will be more interested to hear about the new products it has planned, with that joint and business bank accounts probably being the most wanted feature on the Chase Bank app. Now, Chase prides itself on its customer rewards, the 1% cashback we've mentioned, and the 5% interest on the roundups. Like I said before, the rewards look great on the surface, but if you dig a bit deeper, they can feel a little bit disappointing at times, given that some of the larger purchases you might make might be excluded from the cashback offer. In addition, the roundup balances are automatically transferred to a nominated current account once a year, which limits the amount of interest you can get, so you don't get 5% on everything you ever rounded up over the lifetime of using Chase Bank. But Chase is completely fee-free with no hidden charges, and so limiting customer rewards could be seen as some sort of fair trade-off, if you're honest. Now, whether Chase continues to be fee-free in the future remains to be seen, especially as it broadens into other areas of personal finance. But the lack of basic features such as cash deposits and an overdraft facility will leave many probably patiently waiting for a little bit more, or opting for one of the alternatives such as Starling or Monzo. But you can't ignore the positive customer reviews that it has received to date. So don't forget, if you enjoyed that, found it useful, then make sure you hit that like button on the video and you subscribe to our channel.